Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever looked in the mirror and just wondered, why are my teeth still yellow even though I brush all the time? Well, the truth is, brushing alone isn't always enough to fight off tooth discoloration. So today, we're going to dive into the surprising reasons behind yellow teeth and what you can actually do about it. It is such a common frustration, so if you're feeling this, you are definitely not alone. It turns out the color of our teeth is influenced by a whole lot more than just our daily cleaning routine. And to really get what's happening, we've got to talk about two totally different kinds of staining. Okay, first up, we've got what's called extrinsic staining. The easiest way to think about this is external. These are the stains that build up on the very outer surface of your tooth, the enamel, and they're usually caused by, you guessed it, the things we eat, drink, and do every day. And then on the flip side, you've got intrinsic staining, and this is where things get a bit trickier. Think internal. This kind of discoloration actually comes from inside the tooth itself, deep down in a layer called the dentin. Because these stains are literally part of the tooth, brushing just isn't going to touch them. So to really get to the bottom of why this happens, we have to do a quick anatomy lesson. The natural color of your teeth, it's not just about how clean they are on the surface. It's actually a story of two different layers working together. So check this out. It's all about how these two layers play off each other. You've got your enamel, that's the tough outer shell, and it's actually kind of see-through or translucent. Right underneath that is the dentin, which is naturally a pale yellow color. So what you're actually seeing when you look at your teeth is the yellow from the dentin shining through that semi-transparent enamel. And here's the kicker. Your genetics decide how thick your enamel is and the exact shade of your dentin. That basically sets your baseline tooth color from the day you're born. All right, let's talk about the bad guys. First up, those extrinsic or surface stains. These are the usual suspects, the ones that are attacking that protective enamel layer from the outside. The thing is, a lot of our favorite foods and drinks are just loaded with stuff that loves to stick to our teeth. Coffee and red wine, they've got these things called chromogens, which are basically just tiny color pigments that glom onto your enamel. Tea has tannins, which are even worse because they help other stains stick. And then you've got acids and things like soda and citrus. They don't stain directly, but they rough up your enamel, making it way easier for other stains to grab on and hold tight. And it's not just what you eat and drink. Tobacco? That's a huge one. The tar and nicotine create these really stubborn, gross yellow-brown stains. And, if you're not brushing and flossing well, plaque builds up. And that stuff acts like a magnet for food stains. Oh, and here's a weird one. Some antiseptic mouthwashes, especially ones with an ingredient called chlorhexidine, can actually cause browning if you use them for a long time. Okay, we've covered the outside. Now let's go deeper and talk about those intrinsic stains, the internal ones. This is the stuff that makes you feel like brushing is a waste of time because the problem isn't on the surface at all. It's coming from inside the tooth. So, like we said, your genes kind of set the stage. If you inherited thinner enamel, more of that yellow dentin is just always going to show through. Simple as that. Then, as we get older, our enamel naturally gets thinner, which does the same thing. And what about trauma? If you take a hit to a tooth, it can actually bleed deep inside, and that can cause a dark internal stain to show up weeks or even months later. But get this, one of the biggest and most overlooked causes of these deep stains is actually medication. And this isn't just a hunch. A huge analysis of the FDA's own data confirms it. It's a really well-documented issue. Yeah, the research pinpointed a few specific drugs with a super strong link to this. The most infamous one is the antibiotic tetracycline and its cousins. Here's the deal. If you take these while your teeth are still developing, either as a kid or even before you're born, the drug can actually bind the calcium inside your teeth, and that creates these permanent gray, brown, or yellowish bands inside the tooth. Other common antibiotics like amoxicillin have been linked to this too. And just look at this. This really shows you how intense that kind of staining can be. On the left, you're seeing classic tetracycline staining. But here's the really hopeful part. Look at the right. Even these super deep internal stains can often be dramatically improved with professional whitening treatments. It's not a quick fix for sure, but it is possible. All right, enough about the problems. Let's talk solutions. It's time to build your personal whitening playbook with strategies that are safe, effective, and totally dentist approved. Look, the best way to tackle this is with a tiered approach. Think of it like levels. Level 1 is all about prevention, tweaking your diet and habits. If you want to step it up, Level 2 is a take-home kit from your dentist. And these are not the same as the ones you buy at the drugstore. We're talking custom-fit trays and much stronger professional-grade gel. And then, for the fastest, most powerful results, you've got level 3, professional in-office whitening. That's the heavy hitter, using super concentrated agents in a totally controlled, safe environment. Okay, so let's say you've done the work and you've got that brighter smile. Now what? Well, the key is making it last. You've got to protect your investment, right? So here are some simple but seriously powerful habits. First, try to cut back on those staining foods and drinks. And if you do indulge, just swish with some water right after. Using a straw for coffee or soda? Total game changer, because it bypasses your front teeth. Quitting tobacco is, of course, absolutely crucial. And here's a real pro tip. After you have something acidic, like soda or even orange juice, wait about an hour before you brush. That gives your enamel time to reharden, so you're not literally scrubbing away a softened surface. And you know, all this brings us to a really crucial point. For those of you who are serious about your health, it's about more than just surface treatments. Supporting your mouth's natural environment from the inside out is absolutely key for preventing that discoloration in the first place. For those of you who are serious about achieving a naturally brighter smile by addressing the root causes of discoloration, I want to share something important. Prodentim is an oral probiotic that helps maintain your mouth's natural environment, which can actually help prevent the buildup of stains and discoloration. The team at Prodentim is offering a special discount along with their 60-day money-back guarantee. Check the link in the description to learn how you can support your oral health from the inside out. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one thought. We know now that a bright smile is about so much more than just brushing, right? So beyond that, what is one little habit you could change today that would mean a brighter smile tomorrow? Whether it's using a straw for your iced coffee, rinsing with water after a glass of wine, or finally kicking that smoking habit, what's that one small thing you can do? Thanks so much for tuning in.